So I have been playing through Blur even more and kind of just progressing through the main single player. I don't actually know if you can even play multiplayer, but I was going through the single player on it, kind of getting farther into it. And I'm just going to say it, this was such a special racing game, and dare I even say it was kind of even alongside of being underrated in a way? Now, before you do say anything back to that, there is a few reasons why I do feel that way. Everybody can agree, guys. A lot of people are probably looking for specific things in racing games, whether maybe that's going to be cars they want to use, maybe it's an open world aspect, which obviously Blur wasn't open world. It was going to be track focused in a way of like, closed courses, kind of like Need for Speed Underground, like the original one in a way, or, you're not going to have like a full on open world in the game. So maybe that might play a role there. Maybe some people aren't going to be a fan of the vehicles and stuff like that in the game or something, even though the car list in this game was honestly pretty crazy if I do say so myself. But the thing is though, maybe it's not really along the lines of the vehicles themselves, but maybe just the overall design of Blur on why maybe people didn't play it, because, or maybe they were like me and they probably never even heard of it. I did end up sending a picture of this game in one of the discords and everyone's like, what is that? I'm like, wait, are y'all telling me that maybe I wasn't the only person that did not even know what Blur was? And it does turn out that's probably going to be the case, because I have talked to some people and they're like, yo, what is that game? I've never played that. Then other people are like, no, I really love Blur. So maybe it's like a smaller fan base that probably did end up playing this game and most likely did end up enjoying it. Or maybe it was going to be along the lines of people not wanting to actually race in the game with also having the power-ups and stuff like that. Maybe they weren't going to be a big fan of it. Funny part is, I'm going to be real here and say I wasn't sure how to take that when I first started playing the game. People are going to be like, what do you mean? Well, when I did end up hearing about this game having power-ups and different things, I'm like, well, I don't know if that's going to be that fun, man. Do I really want to jump into the game with power-ups and race? Like, this ain't Mario Kart, bro. And the funny part is, the more I started playing the game, I'm like, no, 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 no. This is pretty dope. I am really enjoying this. I'm liking the way the game flows. Once you are going to learn the power-ups, you start learning some of the tracks and the way different vehicles move. You are easily going to have a better time in this game. And that's something I really did realize. Like, you are probably going to be maybe using something like the Supra in one area, or something like a BMW i130. I don't know, I'm just throwing one of the cars out there. You might end up using something like that and going, oh, well, this car is going to be terrible, or man, I can't even get in front of the AI. But if you then change your vehicle, you start learning the power-ups and also learning the track, you are easily going to be much better. So I would say this game is probably going to have a learning curve to it that might honestly be a tad different or even weird to some people, which honestly I agree with. When I first jumped into this game, I was kind of mixed a bit, and then I started playing it a bit more, and I kind of got addicted to it. I was having a wonderful time learning different things about the game, going, oh, this power-up will help me here. This one's also going to help me there. Let me do that one. Let me do one of the mini challenges. Let me try this car. Let me avoid that so I don't destroy myself. And it probably all does end up coming to you the more you probably play the game. Also, what's kind of funny about this is I did not even realize that Blur did end up coming out in 2010 as well. So this game's pretty much going to be 15 plus years old. And I gotta admit, guys, for being a 2010 game, it looks very good. And something else I also have to admit, I am going to have to find myself a copy of Split Second. After playing Blur a bit and kind of getting used to these type of races, I'm like, yo, I need to go try that one out. And I just really cannot believe how all of these great games pretty much were gems back then. And now they're going to be 15 years later, you could jump back in and go, yo, this game really was awesome. And it kind of makes you reflect a little bit, man. Like, you're looking at the newer games going, what went wrong here? What is going on with these games? What's happening with them? Like, why are they not as good as they used to be? And honestly, can I say it? I kind of feel like games are focusing on the wrong stuff, bro. Okay, there I said it. They're not focusing on the passion built behind them, making the games actually fun and enjoyable, not going to be focused on making money or pretty much focused around greed and stuff like that. Had to say it, I really do feel like that's why a lot of games, not just racing games, are kind of in the worst state or a very bad state that they're currently in. Going back in and playing something like Blur, like, I can actually feel the way this game was and how fun it was. You can tell that they were kind of aiming for, yo, let's go for something different. Let's put a type of Need for Speed handling with a Mario Kart type of thing where we're going to have power-ups. And you know what? It works, bro. It is so dang fun. A lot of people, I really think, would enjoy this. And that's probably something that does set it apart even more. The other things I did also like about this game was probably down to the different environments and the tracks that you were on. Now, before you say it, no, there's not going to be unlimited amount of races or, different tracks. So you probably are going to play on these same races eventually. But honestly, when you get a different car, race a faster car, they're still going to feel different. And with how the AI are in this game, I did mention the previous video of playing this game in 2025, that my goodness, dude, the AI really do not mess around. They're going to be pretty dang great. And some races you're probably going to literally struggle to even win them, so do be prepared for that. But I do like the nighttime settings or different ways they were capturing some of these events. I really do feel like that's going to make it even more fun, dude. Like, a lot of players might want to do different types of environments and stuff like that, and I feel like this game does capture it. Again, it's not going to be a full-on open world, but you know what? I feel like having a mix of something like Blur, though, having like legit stacked on races like this, is also another way you could do something. I feel like a racing game can still be successful if it's not going to be fully open world. I mean, a lot of games nowadays are going to be focused on that, and just because the game is open world doesn't mean it's better. Am I right? I mean, it can be fully empty, there's nothing to do and stuff. That, or you have like a closed track or different closed tracks in the game, I feel like can also work. And Blur seems to capture that very well. Kind of reminds me of something like Need for Speed Shift, where you are going to have smaller tracks. Obviously, this game is different, but I'm referring to that when it's not having like an open world type of aspect to it. Then you're also going to throw on different vehicles, and I feel like the card list, as I did mention earlier in Blur, is also going to be really fun, man. They're really going to offer different ways to play. You're going to have something like the 350Z, a Hummer. You're going to have like a Dodge Viper, all of which are going to be different. And unless I am tripping out, all the vehicles are also going to be better in certain environments, like more turns. You obviously want to have grippy. If you are going to be on a bigger straightaway, you're going to want more power. The vehicle might be more drifty there. You're also going to have a drag type of vehicle as well, which is kind of wild. On top of that, guys, you are going to have the off-road vehicles, which make a huge difference in all the off-road events. Funny part is you also can run the off-road vehicles and bigger cars, because they are going to help you tremendously with your health bar and stuff. Like, if you are doing a race and you keep finding yourself getting destroyed or something, simply switch over to a bigger vehicle. You're going to have more health. I have actually won multiple different races switching to a truck. Yes, it's slower, but you know what? I'm not going to get destroyed as easy. I can destroy the other racers, and I will end up getting to the end of that race, basically winning it, having my health still like halfway or a little bit lower, even higher. You can find yourself like the repair things, but sometimes those are hard to find. And in this game, you are definitely going to want to have weapons that can help you. And sometimes, I would say the big thing is maybe just to get the boost, actually. Maybe use like the shockwave if other racers are near you. Save like the fireball one. That's going to be very similar to like a tracking shell in Mario. That one is going to be very good for slowing other racers down, but they can also use it on you. And before you say it, guys, I have had multiple runs in this game to where I am winning, and someone is going to shoot me with one of those tracking fireball things, bro, pretty much near the end of the event, and guess what? I crash and they pass me. I'm like, oh, so it's going to be like that then. Besides all of that, though, I am curious to know your thoughts on this in the comments below. What do you guys honestly think about Blur and why this game kind of felt a bit underrated, or maybe people just didn't like it? Honestly, I am curious to see what everybody does say. I do know people are saying that this entire game, or like the design of this, even something like Split Second, which I am going to have to find a copy of that game after playing this one. I do feel like maybe the entire genre, like the way these games were probably going to be very niche, maybe. I don't know, but I do feel like if a lot of people did play this game, man, would they truly enjoy it. Do let me know your thoughts on Blur in the comments below. And you know what? If you haven't played this game, once again, I gotta say it, you have to find yourself a copy. You will not regret it.